It looks like defense boosts are finally coming to Guild Battlegrounds. We need to talk about this. So I've got a bot on Discord that watches the game's support pages for new articles, and it posted the link to one that seems to have been prepared way in advance. And if you try to go to it now, the link is private, so you can't view it. You just get a 404 page if you try. Luckily though, I did manage to open the article before this link went private, so I've decided to go over the article to show all of you what might be coming. It seems these changes will be coming with the next championship of Guild Battlegrounds over on beta, which starts May 2nd. So this article is way early. Jumping into it though, yes, defense boosts seem to be coming to Guild Battlegrounds. Interestingly, we won't be fighting with these boosts. Instead, they'll work somewhat like the old support pool bonus from Guild vs. Guild, where your entire guild's battleground-specific defense boosts, okay, so not like general city defense boosts, are pulled together. This boost then applies to the provinces that you own and is the boost that enemy guilds will face. There's a minimum defending army boost of 2,000% on each province in case your guild doesn't have enough defense boosts. However, these boosts seem to also be dependent on where the province is in relation to your headquarters, as shown in this image here. They start with 100%, so full strength, but towards the center of the map, your enemies will be only facing 10% of your boosts. That's quite a difference in boosts. That means it should be a lot easier to fight near the center of the map, but make it much more difficult when trying to take the provinces closest to a guild's headquarters. It'll be interesting to see how seasons play out. It looks like we're also getting changes to attrition. Apparently, instead of being the hard-coded values, it's now a percentage of enemy boosts that we'll be facing, with each point of attrition being worth half a percentage point of enemy boosts. In their example, 50 attrition means you're facing 25% of the enemy defense boosts. So there's a lot of math, right? If defense boosts are based on location and then that value is multiplied by our attrition value. I do like how this new army management window looks though, where it shows the enemy boosts and your attrition right there. Makes it easier to see stats, though it would be nice if it showed your attack boosts too. Ooh, and there are now flags by the attack buttons. I wonder if that maybe is advances. So if you manually battle, you get more advances. That could be cool. Back to attrition though. Negotiations are the same and attrition reduction is changed. It's based on position, just like your guild's defense pool, so we actually have 100% attrition reduction again, but only right by our headquarters. That's kind of nice, but it's really going to hurt having only 10% attrition reduction for the center provinces. Basically, really easy to fight near your base, but dominating the map will be more difficult. Interesting. Also, does this mean there's no real attrition cap anymore? Enemy boosts will just keep increasing? That's kind of neat. Province buildings are also getting changed here. The command post and barracks are gone, so those were the sort of siege camp ones with attrition reduction. Makes sense with the attrition reduction based on location now. The only building that will provide attrition reduction is the field camp, so that's the one on your headquarters province. And that one gives attrition reduction for all provinces up to 11%. Okay, so that means worst case, it's 11% on all provinces. It doesn't say if the costs were changed, but this basically means that you'll need to build this one to be able to do anything on the map. The center of the map will still be tough though, with only 20% attrition reduction. The other ones are the Guild Stronghold and Garrison. I wonder if they're trying to keep the naming like Quantum Incursions. These give a boost to guild defense and attack boosts for a few points. That's actually pretty interesting. Changing defense boosts can make enemies face much more difficult armies, especially at high attrition. Ooh. And the Garrison's boost is a multiplier, not a flat increase. So it's actually giving you up to 1.2 times whatever attack boost you have, which is massive. I think this is the first raw attack boost multiplier we've seen. They've also mentioned some quality of life features. Province buildings can only be built or destroyed while provinces are locked. That's probably a good change. They're improving advances given by non-auto battle options. Auto battling is 1, manually fighting 3, and negotiations 5. Wow. So I was right earlier, that's advances in the army management window. It's interesting seeing negotiations with 5 though. I still think fighting is faster, but with the attrition changes, doing some negotiations for 5 times the progress might be a viable strategy. And rewards have been rebalanced due to fewer advances being possible. It doesn't seem like there's info on the exact breakdown. Hopefully they add this when the announcement goes live. Their reasoning is that it's controversial, but they want more strategy in reducing the ability of one guild to dominate. I mean, it makes sense. As per my thoughts, I'm actually kind of excited for this change. It sounds like Guild Battlegrounds will be a little bit more complicated and rely much more on working together as an entire guild. For guilds that want to be competitive, they will need to run up their attrition faster, and holding those center provinces might be trickier as you'll be gaining attrition quickly there. I also think it's an interesting way of implementing the Guild Battlegrounds defense boosts. The only thing I'm really wondering about right now is whether I've fooled you. That's right, this is my April Fool's Day video. This is a completely fake support page. I made it myself and had to relearn HTML to make it. There's no Guild Battlegrounds update coming, or there could be, but I made this one up. However, I did want to present this idea as how I would go about improving Guild Battlegrounds. I'd like to see defense boosts being used as enemy boosts, or attrition reduction dropping off further from your headquarters. So while this specifically might not be coming to the game, I think I'd like it to, with maybe a bit more balancing. But what do you think? Now that you're all in on the joke though, go share this with your guildmates and friends to get their reactions. If you want to see my previous April Fool's Day video, that's linked on screen now. Happy April Fool's Day, and I'll see you all next time.